Welcome, everyone, to Let's Talk Real Estate Investing. In this podcast, we talk to real investors and investor subject matter experts, those that help us in our journey, are the service providers that help us build our business so that we can get real results. This isn't fluff. This is where strategy meets your soul, where we cut through the noise. We talk to pros in the trenches and bring in the experts who actually move the needle in your business. So if you're ready to grow your portfolio, protect your wealth, build a lifestyle that you don't need a vacation from, you're in the right place. I'm Debbie Balfour. I'm a real estate investor, a real estate investing success coach, and I'm your guide to turning your strategy into freedom. I help investors like you create personalized investing roadmaps and streamline your systems so you can scale without the stress. Because here's the truth, real estate investing isn't cookie cutter. Your plan should be built around you, your strengths, your lifestyle, and your legacy that you want to leave. So if you're ready to stop playing small and start investing like you mean it, then hit the subscribe button, drop a like, and then let's dive in. Today's guest with me is Kritika Goel. She's a marketing strategist at Fooracles and an absolute pro at helping real estate investors grow their visibility and attract serious leads. She started out writing for the real estate investing space, and over the years, she's built a full marketing funnel of 40 clients, including syndicators and fund managers, helping them raise capital and close deals through smart digital campaigns. So what I love about Kritika is that she doesn't just talk strategy. She talks about building the systems that make it work, and even more so the psychology behind it. So which is our topic today. So let's dive into our topic with Kritika on the topic of mastering the mind, not the platform. Before we get into that, I'd like Kritika to tell us a bit more about herself.
Thank you so much, Debbie, for having me over here. I'm a marketing strategist at Fooracles. So my stint as marketing started off as a content writer. Actually, I started writing for real estate investors. I used to do their email campaigns, their blogs, their social media, and all of that. And as a content writer, you have to track those metrics when you have to track the open rate, the click rate, all of the number of leads that are generated, and all that stuff. And while I was doing that, that's where my strategic mindset started kicking off. And I started understanding, okay, what is really driving the open rate? Is it the algorithm, or is it what you're saying to them? And that's how I started moving further into other strategies, building the funnel, understanding the CRM. And slowly and steadily, I finally started doing the entire marketing system for our clients. And today, here I am, a marketing strategist at Fooracles, and I specialize in all things marketing for our clients, be it from the content, be it from building the funnel, and what all leads to the conversion. Yeah, that's a bit about me, Debbie.
I love what you just said, and it's so true. I think we all have to, like, when it comes to numbers and tracking, like KPIs and all of these things that we do, we need to, those numbers mean nothing if you don't understand the why behind it. So we do need to ask those questions. Well, why is this resulting? If it's good results, why? What did we do that resulted in that? And if it's bad results, well, why? So always questioning those things, because numbers are nothing without like that understanding behind it, and how you understanding the why then helps you understand how you can change it. So I think that that's key. So tell me more about, so you said you wanted to talk about, and I love the start of this, the topic headline, master the mind, not the platform. So let's get a bit more into it. What does that mean?
Yes. So right now, everybody is chasing those trends, algorithm, all of that. When I'll tell you something, it's not really about the trends and the algorithm. While that's important to probably put you in front, but no trend and no algorithm can save a content that is not speaking to the audience, because your audience is smart. Your audience algorithm is not driving your audience. If it is not speaking to your audience is anyways got a scroll through your content. So that's what it is about. That the first thing you need to do is master that mind. Do not run after the reach. Do not run after all of those vanity metrics. Understand your audience, speak to them, speak to their soul, and then, and that is how you pitch correctly. That is what it is all about. It's, today it's all about how do you make that impression when nobody is paying attention. And that's what you do by mastering the mind. And that is what this topic is about. I'll elaborate more on it, Debbie. So what we do, what we do when we are marketing for any of our client, there is this framework which we call as impact that we use. Now, these are 5 powerful things that we do over here. Impact. The first is inspire. The first stage where you get your audience to say, this is interesting. So you've heard of all of these things, hooks, use your hook, a powerful hook that make them stop. That's nothing. You're just getting them say, this is interesting. You are capturing their attention. That's the first thing you are doing. And now when you've got their attention, what do you do next? Now you show them a mirror their pain points. That's what everyone is talking about. Now, when they've already said, this is interesting, second thing you've got them to say, this is me. I'll give you an example. In real estate, when you're talking to somebody, you have to think about what their pain points are. Probably you would just say that people are not saying no to real estate. They are saying no to risk. They are overwhelmed with options. And they're saying no to uncertainties. So you're speaking to their soul. You're mirroring what exactly they are thinking. And that's the second thing that you do. Get them to say, this is me. And the next third part is P, impact, the P, position. And this is very interesting. So what happens in P is a lot of people think that you are going to educate your audience, tell them about, give them knowledge about this deal. It will give you this, it will give you that, just present it as a solution. But no, what you should actually do is present it as the next logical step for them. People do not need knowledge. They need to understand that this is for me, it's the next logical step to attain the life that I want. I'll continue with the example I just gave. So when you're saying people are not saying no to real estate, they're saying no to risk. They're saying they're overwhelmed with options. Now, next thing in position, what you say is, let us walk you through how we mitigate that risk and how a smart investor would approach this deal before saying yes. Now you've spoken to them, okay, this is the next thing that I want to know. It's the next logical step. You've not told them, okay, let's schedule a call, attend this webinar to know more about the deal. You're not telling them, go take this information. You're not forcing it on them. You're just giving them the next step. That is where you position, and that is how you get them to talk to you more about it. They have to feel connected, they have to feel understood, and they have to feel this is what they need next. Now you've positioned them, you've got them, you've connected with them. Next come A in the impact, that's attract. Now this is where there are 2 very important things you have to consider. Now they've already interested. Okay, they know, I want this. Now, what do you have to do? 2 things. First thing, brain is always wired to say no to risk. So one very important thing you need to do is reduce this friction, reduce the risk. Now, this is where you've understood your audience and you know what all could be the reasons that they would say no, and you avoid those, you reduce all of that friction. When we are talking about deals, we always put in some description on how we are mitigating the risk, showing them how with conservative underwriting, we are mitigating that risk, that this is, even if tomorrow there is, a recession or during the time of any financial crisis, this is what will happen.
This is what we're going to do. Yes.
Correct. That's the first thing you do. And second thing, and this is again very interesting, now you increase the FOMO, fear of missing out. So you show them the life that would be after they've taken your solution, and you increase that fear of missing out. Oh, I don't want to miss out on that life. This is what I want. So these 2 things, if you've done that well, you've mastered the attract and you've got them to say, yes, I need this.
And
And this
then you
is
can start telling them about the numbers and all these other
right.
things. Yeah,
Correct. That's
definitely.
right. So build a story. You've just, you've told them that, okay, this is possible for you. Build the story, reduce that friction, and you've got it. And this is the stage where you get that soft commit. There are two more steps to impact that the last, it's C and then there is transform. C is commit. Now, most of this is the technical stuff. Once they've said, okay, yes, I want this, there are a lot of technical things, as in how smooth the transaction happens, those last minute hiccups that would occur. You just have to keep them over there. That's when the commit eventually reduce all of those friction between that yes and the transaction. And the last transform, that's where they've already signed up and now they're saying, I loved it, I'm telling others. So that's where you snowball your marketing. What we do for our clients is when they close on a deal, of course, all that marketing around the deal closure and also some marketing around, okay, this was the quarterly distribution that has gone to our investors. Transform. It's a very, very important step. So
Definitely.
once you've done this psychology, you've got your investor to say yes.
This reminds me so much. So I was a change manager, organizational change manager, and I used the methodology under ProSci, which is called ADKAR, and it was awareness, this decision, like thing. So it sounds so much like
Right.
change, which it is. It's a change for them. You're implementing some sort of change. So it does sound, yeah, it sounds a lot like ADKAR, which was
Right.
change management, and that it totally makes sense. It's true. A lot of people and a lot of investors, when they're presenting their deals, they want to avoid the negative, right? They want to go, oh, everything's so beautiful, everything's going to be nice and shiny. But your automatic human reaction is, and they will spew out the numbers first. But the first thing you go is like, that can't be real, right? So your first reaction to that is right away, your brain is thinking all the reasons why this is not possible, right? So I love the flow that you went through, because you're actually building it up to show them. So by the end of it, you don't need a hook. The hook is obvious because you saying, I understand how you feel. I'm there. I understand these risks. I know that you're worried about this. I know that this could happen. And we've thought about that. And this is how we're going to mitigate those risks. This is how, nothing's perfect in life. And we have to know that there are still some things that could happen. But here are all the things we're going to do as a team to protect you as an investor, right? And
Absolutely,
once they feel secure, then they're going to want to know more. Then tell me the numbers. So
yes, they
I
need to
love that
feel
approach.
understood.
So let's go through it. So the I was to inspire. See if I can remember this. The M was to mirror, right? So that's
You got
the
it.
relatability.
Correct.
What was the P? The P is position.
Position. Correct.
Position.
Yes, the
Okay.
next logical step.
Okay. So positioning is that these are the how we're going to mitigate. These are the things we're going to do, the logical steps.
Yes, this is the next logical
Here's where
step.
you are. Here's how we're going to get you through those steps. Right.
Correct. Right.
And what was the A?
Attract. Get
Okay.
them to say yes.
Okay, attract. Okay, they're like that fear of missing out. That's what you said. So
correct.
The A is that fear of missing out that's going to say, oh yes, I want this. This is for me. Now I don't want to miss out. Like if I don't do this, then I'm missing out on opportunity. And then the other two, then the C was the
commit. They finally give you that financial
get them to
commitment.
commit, and then the T is where they become your advocate and they're telling others. That
correct.
transformational. They're transformed.
Yes, you've
Yeah.
got it, Debbie. So interesting thing is this, if you've mastered this, you don't just use it in your content. It's not just for social media, for email or anything. It comes with practice. And when you're also talking to your investors during calls, also you can apply it. So you are not talking about your deal. You are talking about their fear. You're making
Them,
them the
the
hero.
value for them. Yes.
Yes,
And that's
correct.
exactly how I was thinking about it as you were talking it through. I wasn't actually there on social media. My brain was like, I'm sitting in a call presenting to a possible, and I'm on a webinar presenting to, or I'm meeting with a possible investor. That here's a thing, or it could be like at a networking event where you're gonna try to do those skinny down versions, or like you'll take a few of those at the networking event and then
Yeah,
schedule a call later to go through the
right.
other steps of it.
Correct. Right. Yeah.
So yeah, so this is great. So it can be for, so on social media, and then I don't see the whole impact being on social media though. I see
Yes.
I see the maybe the I, the M, and the P.
Exactly. You've got it completely right.
Okay.
And rest of it flows through your CRM during the nurturing
And
process.
your one-on-ones, your interaction, your communication with them. So
Yes.
awesome. That's amazing. So I asked you for some questions. So I want to make sure that we get through those questions. So you said everybody says good marketing is trackable, but how do you trust the measures and the emotion and the connection? What does that tracking look like from a psychological perspective?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So, even when I talk about psychology-based marketing, you still got to track it because that's how every marketing works. And now I'm going to tell you how we track each of these steps: I, M, P, A, C, and T. Now, let's talk about first I, where you were inspiring. Now, how you track this, how do you know you've mastered this? Is by seeing every scroll stopping signal. So, if you put out a reel, did your reel have an average watch view of more than 5 seconds? That's when you know, okay, you got to that person. So any scroll stopping signal will tell you, okay, you have
So it's the
mastered
first
I.
5 seconds.
Correct.
Is that
First
is
five
that
seconds.
okay? My hook was good enough to get them to stop
Correct.
longer.
And
Okay.
watch it further, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even for your website, we do website tracking also. What was the average time that they stayed on your page? Was it more than 7 seconds? For websites, it's a little longer. If they've stayed comfortably for more than 7 seconds on your website page, it means you've built a good page that is at least spoken to your audience. So they've understood, okay, this is for me, okay, this is interesting, let's go down.
Mm-hmm.
Then you come to the mirror. Now, how do you track if they could relate with it? Now, the metric over here also includes something that's to do with your CRM. Now, once they will relate with your solution, they will likely click on the email links that you give them. You send them out an email. They understood, okay, yes, this is something they want to know more about. They would click. So those click rates, the open rates, I call them micro actions. So there is one action where they're scheduling call, but everything else that leads over there is micro action. When I talk about social media, did they engage with your content? Did they drop you a DM after seeing that you had a CTA and you wanted them to, DM you to get that more? So that's when you're getting DMs, you're getting those micro actions. You have mastered that mirror step as well. Next up, position. When you have to present it as the next logical step. So how many people are getting on those one-on calls with you? If they're
Mm-hmm.
getting on that one-on-one call with you, it means you've mastered that step also. But if they're not, they're reading, they're engaging everything, but they are not getting on call with you, it means you are not really making them understand. You are forcing your product on them. So you have to rethink and you have to present it as the next logical step.
Mm-hmm.
And then action, pretty much straightforward, the number of soft commits that you're getting. Okay, they're talking to you. Are they giving you the soft commit? Are you telling you, hey, take this money?
Mm-hmm.
That's action. And yeah, CNT again. Simple, straightforward, all that soft commit that convert into getting that
That's
money in your
really
account.
wrap it up, and yeah, that's the end result. But you
Right.
have them by the A.
Exactly. By
Mm-hmm.
A, you have them.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. So that's what it is. And even though this is psychology, but you have to track each and everything. And all of that is where these vanity metrics come in picture. That these, that if something is there, you're getting leads inside your funnel, but you're not getting them on calls. That means you are not able to position it correctly the way they would understand. And then you start thinking about the psychology and you start fixing that. So you look at the metrics and then you think about what psychological aspect we are missing out.
Why am I getting these results? How are people
Correct.
thinking? What's stopping them? So like the positioning,
Yes.
maybe it's not strong enough. I'm not addressing their fears in how I'm positioning it.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So that's how we track this.
Cool.
I mean,
So I was just thinking about the T part and and I had a thought come up into my mind because I've been working with his marketing guru, and he says if you have somebody, you've sold something to that person, and if you don't have it repeatable after that, you've lost out. So that T, that transformational one, is like two things. I was thinking, will they come back to you for something else? You have that
yeah,
repeat that they're going to come back and they want to keep investing with you is the
yeah,
one, because you would love, it takes more money to get a new client than it does to
right,
keep that one. So if you want,
right,
and are you asking for referrals?
right. Referrals.
Yeah. So
Yes,
are
very
you,
important.
yeah, because now they're your ambassador. So
Correct,
we want to
correct.
take advantage of that and make sure we're getting testimonials from them that they're telling other people. So you're asking them to refer other people to you. And but most of all, how do we keep them to make them repeatable?
Absolutely. Those are the two metrics for that transform. We've already said it.
Awesome.
Referrals and are they coming back?
Yeah. So you've helped clients build these full systems from content to CRM. So how do you design a strategy that actually mirrors how people, think and buy?
Right. So, how I look at it is that social media, the top of your funnel, that's where you're getting in the leads. Now, social media is where you're doing, as we just talked about, you're doing all the inspire, you're doing all the mirroring, and you're getting them inside your funnel. Relating with them. Those are very less friction CTAs that you have. Just maybe a some information that reduces their pain point, or maybe some call, anything you're getting them inside your funnel. Now, once you've got them in CRM, and I love CRMs because CRM is something that will do what you cannot humanly do in the amount of time that you have. Every lead that you have inside should actually be treated in a very personal way. Like that's a one-on-one interaction. It's not some blast mass email that you're sending out. That's the first thing to do. And but humanly it's not possible to treat like 500, 600 leads that way. That's where you intelligently put in the CRM system in place, and that's what we do. Now what we are doing is, it's not just simple emails. As I said, the micro action, with every email there is some micro action. Now if they showed interest in a particular thing, what next message should go out to them? If they did not show interest in that, okay, let's not spam them with another message. Maybe this is not for them. Maybe something else could be for them. Instead, ask them, what are your investment interests? So you set automations that logically. So every email content that you're writing, you have to be very careful what, at every stage, at every call to action, at every no more step, what would resonate with whom and what would not resonate with whom. So what would be those steps? So that's how you build the automation. The
Mm-hmm.
second very important part is, and that's where you can do a lot of personalization, is lead scoring. Now, how many people were opening? Probably there were 50 people who were opening. Then did they open your second email also? Did those 50 people only open your second email and your third email? Probably not. But who were those two people who have been
Who
opening all
went
your
through the whole
emails?
thing?
Exactly. Because they are interested in you. Do you want
Now
to
they're getting
lose out on
warmer.
those?
Now they're getting to be the warm
Yes.
lead.
They're warmer. Yes.
Hmm.
They're warmer. They're interested. Like they're moving close towards the position stage, towards the attract stage. So you're putting on those scoring. Not just that, we also subtract scoring. Probably somebody is opening, but they stopped opening after some time. So you start subtracting those leads. But what will happen? They open your first three emails. You've added. You never subtracted from the next six emails that they never opened. So you're not getting the right warm intent of your lead. So that's how strategically you need to build that lead scoring. And that is where you get to know which are the leads you need to connect with personally once they are of a certain threshold, because
Hmm.
those are the warm leads. And not just that, probably that's also the right time that you build more credibility. Send them some emails saying, hey, we distributed this much to our investors, because they're already in that decision step. And it's just that one push that will get them closer.
Now I'm
Yeah.
understanding why my CRM's built the way it is. I have only been using like the top level, but I remember it says, it's got that flow where it says, here's the emails that will go out if they clicked.
Yeah.
Here's the no
Right.
clicks, right? But I've been
Correct.
ignoring the no
Yes.
clicks and just putting it for all of them. So now I'm understanding
Right.
the psychology behind the CRM. So
Yes.
that should be,
Yes.
if they don't click, this is how you follow up. If they do click, this is how you follow up, and you keep going from there. That totally
Correct.
makes
Correct.
sense.
Yes. So that's
I'm
how we're integrating everything and bringing everything together, because once you get the leads, they deserve personal interaction. There's one more very, very important thing that I'll tell you over here. Automation can do just so much. So at every automation, we always put in internal notification. That is when any of your lead has stopped responding, stopped engaging with their email, not scheduling call, you get that notification, hey, you would want to check out with this person, because picking
Mm.
up that phone, calling them up is also very, very important to understand at what stage they are, because you would absolutely want to build relationship with each and every one of them and not lose one just because they stopped opening your emails. So
Yeah,
those are the things that are super crucial, and I believe everyone should have when they're setting up their CRMs.
that makes total sense because there's something that there's something for that client you're not hitting. And if you're not doing it for them, then you're probably not doing it for a bunch of other people that will be coming in. But something interests them at the time to be part of your
Right.
distribution list. So you
Right.
want to check in with them. Or it
Right.
could be just like, how is life? Because it could be their life, something's happened. They lost a loved
Yeah.
one, or they just had a baby and have no time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. I love I get so excited because I'm a bit of a geek in the background. So because I have an IT background, so when I hear like things automation that will give me, like, I don't like analyzing the numbers and I don't like creating the numbers. I'm not like that, but I love the results that numbers give me, the insights
Yeah.
that it gives me. So if something can like say, hey, Debbie, you need to do this now. I love that.
Mhm.
Like, tell me what to do and I'm going to go do it. So contact this
Great.
person or else you're going to
Yeah.
lose them. And
Yeah.
that's yeah, that's amazing. That's really awesome. And all that work that you're doing to keep that person, like, it's
Yes.
you want to make sure it's the right actions that you're doing.
Correct.
So
Correct.
yeah, that's
Right.
exciting. So
Yeah.
there's let we're talking about automating and AI now, right? So we're getting into the AI stuff. So there's lots and lots of noise about AI. I mean, I use ChatGPT every day, right?
Yeah.
And it's getting to know me really well, that I put in a prompt the other day to ask what are my pitfalls, and what it gave me was like, oh my gosh, how did you know that?
Yeah.
It scares me.
Yeah. We've spoken to an AI voice agent. It's even scarier. Like you won't believe how human AI voice agents are. I get those calls and something tells me, okay, this is AI, but they sound so
But it
human. They
doesn't
have
sound.
sense of humor.
Yeah, so there's
Nothing
so much
100%.
AI now in marketing, right? So from your
Yeah.
perspective, where do you find that AI actually helps, and where does the human understanding needs to still show the
Yeah.
way?
Right. I also love AI. ChatGPT one, building a lot of ChatGPT bots to help me with a lot of repetitive tasks. I'm also exploring AI agents, still exploring, not actively using them. But how I see AI is actually a skill gap. And I'll tell you how what I mean by that. So a person, let's take a marketer only, a 2-year experienced marketer and a 7-year experienced marketer. Now, what is going to get this 2-year experienced marketer to the 7-year experienced marketer without bridging those years is AI. Because AI is going to supplement that experience, the skill set that comes with that experience. So it's not that humans are not needed. Humans are needed to think strategically. It's human that understands the market. They needed to think strategically. They needed to ask the right questions from the
Mhm.
AI. They needed to correct the AI. They needed to give the right prompts to the AI. But at the same time, what a 2-year experienced marketer would probably do in 3 days can now do in 30 minutes, like a experienced marketer with the help of AI. So it's a bridge, and it's wonderful the way if you can use it correctly with the right prompts. Like the kind of prompts that I use, they're not restricted to tell me this, they're also restricted to a lot of cross questioning. Okay, this is, even if I get an answer from this person, I would ask, I get the answer from the AI, I would ask AI back that did it meet these criteria for the answer that you gave me? And it's wonderful how it would correct its own answers and then they would
Yes,
make sense.
and it
So you still
apologizes,
need, yeah, it
and it also compliments you. Oh, you're
will.
so right. That's such a good way of thinking of it.
It does.
I know it's just like
Right.
complimenting me, going, "That's an excellent way of thinking about it."
It's just immediate confidence boost. Oh, I'm smarter than
But
AI.
you do have to train that AI. So you have to,
Yes.
it takes some time to do that. And you have to pull in knowledge from different sources in order to do
Yes.
that, right? And that's
Yes.
where
That's where humans are still
experience.
needed. Yes. But then you can bridge that gap to some extent using AI, and that's what makes it absolutely wonderful.
Hmm. And you can ask, like what I've learned is I ask ChatGPT what I should ask ChatGPT. Like I would say,
Yeah.
if I wanted these kind of results, what should I ask you for?
I use that prompt as well a lot. If I wanted this answer in the beginning, what prompt should I have given you? It's wonderful. It gives the exact right prompt.
So yeah, so if you want the right prompts from an AI, ask the
Yeah.
AI what prompts it needs. It's something so silly. So but
Right.
that's so today's like really quick thing for everybody out there, that
Yes.
everybody's got access to Chat GPT. Use that as a prompt. Say, this is the result I'm looking for. This is the
Yeah.
information. What question should I ask you to get
Yes.
there?
Yes.
And
Yes.
then you'll
In
get the
fact,
right
yeah.
prompts.
Correct, correct. In fact, ChatGPT is like just one thing. I've also, I've not actively worked with them, but I've seen a lot of products. They're integrating a lot of different platforms. Like, say, for example, let's take up LinkedIn. Now, this platform, they're integrating LinkedIn by, you just give it 3, 4 prompts. First thing, you go to this profile, you understand the profile, you understand what they are doing, then draft this message based on this pain point. This is the flow that you take, and then you draft this email, you get scrap their email. So the task what a human would do manually, you're giving those prompts because it's repetitive, and there's this platform what we are now calling AI agents who are doing the entire work for you.
The work,
So
go through the workflow. I do the
exactly.
research here. So this type of agent does the research, then this AI agent then gives that information to
Yes.
the next one who's skilled in branding, or skilled in those kind of things. Yeah, so it goes through the workflow. I know
Right.
I know he's a marketing guru actually, and he also technology thing. So he works with AIs a lot, and he's actually has an AI building an AI, and it's the like
Oh,
agents that you're saying. So it's
yeah.
B2B, and
Yeah.
it sounds so real. Like she sounds like super super real. And any question you ask of it, it's got the
Hmm.
answer for you.
Yeah.
It's just got,
Wow.
because it's just
Yeah.
trained with everything that company it knows about that company, so it can answer like all those questions. It's just like, but
Right.
it's an
Yeah.
AI that's
Yeah.
building the
It's
AI.
right. But at the same time, it's also scary. Now you're talking to AIs on phone. So
Yeah, it's
you
like,
have
is
an
this
AI
human? Is
receptionist.
this so that is a
That's
big
right.
fear, and I find that, well, that's the thing. There's good and bad in everything. Like it depends on the person using it. You can use it for
Correct.
evil, you can use it for good, right? And the problem today is that we're afraid, like these days, I don't even want to say hello on the phone until I know it's a human there, because because they're taking your voice and then replicating it to to steal your identity.
Yes, yes, a lot of these things are happening. It's actually scary, that's true. But at the same time, as you just said, both sides, good and the bad.
Yes. So
Yeah,
we as small business owners and as real estate investors can use technology to actually use AI in order to make our business more efficient, like market driven decisions,
yeah,
and speed up, like where we would have had to hire VAs and all these different content creators,
yeah,
copywriters, all these different things. You can use AI now to do it, because once the AI understands you and your voice and your customer, uh, you know,
correct.
it's a
Right. But at the
no-brainer.
same time, yeah, it's all about the prompts that you're giving, because you can go
It's all about
terribly wrong also with
not
it.
just the
Yes,
prompts, but training it. It's got to have that
training it.
information. Like my chat GPT is more and more sounding like me, because I'm feeding it
Yeah,
like my these podcasts, so it understands how I speak. It looks
yeah,
at my transcripts from my podcast, from my lives. It does all of those. Like I will do my writing first, and then it gets to know me. So then my posts and all of those kind of things sound exactly like me, because now it knows the kind of terminologies I use. Mine's more soft, nurturing, transformational, right? Energetic kind of thing.
yeah.
So
It's learned your words now. It's
yeah,
the AI Debbie.
yeah. So, but it's so fun. I find it fun to use. And I know for people who are afraid of technology, it is a bit scary, but it's, it's all about taking that action. Today on my live, I spoke to about confidence doesn't come first, action comes first. So you need to try it, you need to take action. And then with action comes the confidence in
Correct.
using it.
Confidence
So,
follows. Right.
so this was such an exciting topic. Thank you so much. I didn't actually, like when we spoke about having you a guest, I didn't actually know what this conversation was going to come out to be, which is awesome, because I have learned so much from it, and it's so exciting because, like I said, I love that the impact, because it reminds me so much of human change, the change that humans need to, when any change in life, it follows very much that sort of thing, right? It's marketing is the same thing. You're trying to change the way they're thinking in order
Right.
to get them to the point where they can improve their lives, where your product, your service that you're offering will
Yeah.
make a difference in their life, but they need to believe it, right?
Correct.
And
Right.
and our human psychology is to first of all disbelieve. If it
Yes.
sounds so too good to be true, it's not true,
It is
kind of
true.
thing.
It is
And
not true.
how,
Risk.
yeah.
Buyer to say no.
Yes, and we naturally come up with, start finding excuses and reasons why this isn't possible. So
Right.
yeah, so everybody out there, this is amazing. So think of it for your social media, that I and the M and possibly the P in your social media, but then remember these for when you're doing a presentation to, you're doing your webinars for raising capital. You want to be going through those on that webinar, on those calls. You want to be going through that I, the M, and the P and the A in those actual calls, and then you can take them further for the C and the T's. But it's just exciting. I love chatting about AI too. So I know that we're going to have another podcast with someone else from your team to speak more about AI when it comes to marketing and how that's developing the world. So everyone, just a reminder. So if you enjoy this podcast, hit that like button, number one for me. Subscribe so you can hear more. Every time I drop a new podcast, you'll get notified right away. Put in the comments what you like about this, engage in it. This is your first step for everyone for being seen, is commenting on other people's content, because it starts building your reputation by using other people's credibility. So Kritika and my credibility when you start commenting, and you can even reshare this. This would be amazing if you're watching this on LinkedIn or Facebook, reshare this. What did you get from this, like from listening to this? What are the things you're taking away? So thank you so much, Kritika, for your time. I really appreciate it. And
thank you so much for having me, Debbie.
So really you have a special free offer for our audience. Can you tell them about it and how they can get it?
Yes, definitely. So I'm offering a 30-minute free consultation call. So if you are a business owner or real estate investor, I would love to get in touch with you. Let's get on 30-minute call and see how impact can make a difference to your marketing, to your messaging material.
That's awesome. And I will actually edit in your contact information into this video. So you'll have the Kritika's contact information in there in order to get in touch with her on it. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I learned so much today. It's been very exciting. I love it when I'm learning. And my wheels are in my head is like going over all the things I'm doing wrong when it comes to my marketing.
You're a fast learner, Debbie. I see you yourself give away a lot of metrics.
But it's making sense now, my CRM, because I just have not been using mine to its full potential. And it's making sense that that I need to put a lot more workflows into there. Because now I'm understanding, like you said, the psychology behind it. I was just thinking of it as a system and of the output, like, oh, I need an email to go out to do this. But I never thought about the different psychologies behind it.
Exactly. All the micro actions, they're very important in CRM.
Makes
the action taken and the action not taken, both of them.
Super. So thank you so much. And I want everybody to, what did you learn from this? And please take action. Take one small thing that you learned from this podcast and put it into action today.
Thank you so much.
See you again next time.